Hello, welcome to this tutorial on isometric drawing. In this particular tutorial, we'll be looking at how to make this isometric drawing. So I have done a step of inserting an image into my AutoCAD sheet. So if you want to learn how to insert image on your AutoCAD sheet, you can look at my tutorial. I did a tutorial in the past on how to insert image in your AutoCAD sheet. You can look up into that tutorial. And if also you have been enjoying our tutorials in the past, kindly like, kindly subscribe, kindly refer to your friend. All right. So now let's get started on this particular tutorial on isometric drawing. So the very first thing I'm going to do is my unit setting. I'll type UN on my command line, enter. I'm going to change from default inches to millimeter. Okay. Then next, I'm going to do the setting for isometric drawing. So to do that, I will on my auto mode on my drawing aid. I will also on my ISO drafts. So when you on both auto mode and ISO drafts, it makes your setting okay for isometric drawings. Then next, I can now start with my drawing. So I pick line. So now I'm going to be making this end of the isometric drawing first, then after which I'll move to the right. So now I'm going to draw a vertical line of 50. Now, if you look at my cursor, you can see I have something that looks like an hex sign. Now, that X sign does not have any vertical line. So that shows me that I can't draw a vertical line with this setting. So I'm going to change my ISO draft. Now that's because of the choice of our ISO draft here. Now, when you look at this icon here, you can see that our ISO draft are coming with three different icons, similar to our cursor. For instance, your ISO plane top has this X sign. Now, if I switch to ISO plane left, you can see the sign I have on my cursor. If I switch to isoplane right, you can see the sign I have on my cursor. So this sign are actually telling me the possible movement I can achieve with each isoplane. Now with isoplane right, I can achieve a vertical movement, which is what I want. So I want a line of 50. So I'm going to draw my line, distance of 50. I'll type 50. Okay, now this line looks so long, being my first drawing on this sheet. So I will need to adjust my zoom to make my zoom appropriate for that drawing. Now, when I do that, I realize that the image I inserted, it's not proportional to the drawing. So I'm going to adjust my image. I'm going to adjust my image so that it's proportional to my drawing. So then I'll move it also. I'm going to move it. Okay. I think it's fine. Let me move everything up. Okay, I think I'm fine this way. All right, so I continue with my drawing. Now, because I've terminated the line at a point, I'm going to be using object snap to continue from where I stopped. All right. Now, I want to draw a line in isometric direction at a distance of 58. But looking at my cursor, I don't have that direction. So I'm going to switch my isoplane. One easy way to switch isoplane is to press F8 on your keyboard. F5, sorry, not F8. Press F5 on your keyboard to switch your isoplane. So that's one easy way to switch isoplane by pressing F5. So now I switch my isoplane so that I can have that direction, distance of 58. Okay, now the next on this drawing is to draw this particular line, but this line is not in isometric direction. It is not 30 degrees to the horizontal. So now I'm going to terminate at this point. I'm going to try and navigate to the other end of the line, then I'll connect. All right, so line again. With my object snap, I want to continue from here. So what is this distance? This distance from calculation, 40 minus 20, which is 20 for both, 20 divided by 2, which is 10. So this distance is 10. Then I want to come down. Am I given the distance? Yes, I have distance of 12. Now this is distance of 20 I'm given. I go up again, 12, another 10. Then I come down. Okay, am I given that? Yes, that will be 50 minus 16. For my dimension, 50 minus 16, that is 34. So I come down 34. Then I move to my right with a distance of 10. I'm given at this end. So always look through your drawing very well to check your dimension. So now I'm at this point. Now I'm at this line. As I said previously, this line is not in isometric direction. So for me to draw it, I have to terminate at this point, then continue from here to get to the other end of the line. Now I can connect both lines using my object snap. I can connect both lines. So that's how to get this line that is not in isometric direction. So now let me continue with my drawing. Now I need this direction, but for my cursor, I don't have that direction. So I'm going to use F5 to switch my isoplane. What is the distance? 80, as I'm given in the dimension. 80. I adjust my zoom. Okay. I should have gone here. I should have gone with this line, but it's not in isometric direction. But it's parallel to this one I've drawn. So I'm going to copy it. Copy this line here from this base point. I'll move it here. All right, so now I can continue. So continuing from here, this distance will be 20, 80 minus 40, then I'll divide it by 2 for both sides. 20, all right, then I'll come inwards 5, then 40, I'm given that dimension 40, 5 outwards, then I'll connect here. All right. Okay, so now let me draw this end line. My object snap is on. Now I want to go vertically down, but for my cursor, I don't have that direction. I'm going to use F5 on my keyboard. In case F5 is not working on your keyboard, you can use function F5. You can use either F5 or function F5. So the distance here is 11. So with 11, then, okay, I go this direction. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be copying this line. Copy this line. Okay, copy to this point, copy to this point. All right, so line again. So now I need this direction, F5. All right, so now where this line intersects this particular line that is not isometric direction will determine the cutting plane here. The cutting plane here. So now let me trim off unnecessary line first. Let me trim off this, trim off this, trim off this. So now I've been able to determine this point. So now I'll pick my line from there. F5 to switch my plane. Okay, good. All right, so now I'm able to draw this side of the drawing. I'm going to continue my drawing in a different direction, distance of 10. Then I can come down, snap here. All right, so now let me move to the top. Let me see what dimension I have. Let me see what information. What is this distance? The total is 80. I have a semicircle of radius 25, diameter 50. So when I subtract 80 from 50, I'm left with 30. So dividing 30 between these two sides, that's 15. So 15 here, 30 plus 50, that will give us 80. So this should be 15. All right, so 15, distance of 15. Now, when you're working with your isometric drawings, you might need to do your dimensions very well. Look through your dimensions, do your calculations very well. All right, so the same thing applies here, 15, 10, 15 here, 10 here, then I go back to 15. Okay, all right. So now I can come here. What is this height? I don't have this direction, F5 or function F5 as the case may be. So now what is this height? This height will be 50 minus 16. 50 minus 16, that is 34. Okay, then I can do 15, then change my isoplane, 10, change my isoplane again so that I can have the needed direction, then change it. All right. All right. Now, here you can see we have um, a semicircle. So to draw the semicircle, I'm going to use a line first. I'm going to draw a temporary line so I can get the middle point of that line. So I can get the middle point of that line. Okay, so the middle point of the line. So now with that, I want to draw my semicircle. So to draw my semicircle, I will come to ellipse because I'm in isometric setting. I'll come to ellipse. I'll choose axis endpoint option, ISO circle. Then I'll be able to select the center of the ISO circle. Okay, now you can see the direction of the circle is given me. This is not what I want. So to change the direction of this circle, this ISO circle, I'm going to be using F5 to change my plane. So now using F5 to change my plane. Yes, okay, I'm going to be using this particular plane. So now you can see this particular plane should give me what I want. So I'll go back again, ISO circle, center. Now, can you see now? So so now your choice of ISO plane can determine how your ISO circle direction will be. So now this is 25. I can type 25. Then I will trim. Don't need this portion. I don't need this portion, and I don't need this. Okay, all right, good. I'm making progress. I'm making progress with the drawing. So where should I navigate next to? Let me see. Okay, where should I navigate next to? Okay, I can copy this from here, copy to this point. Then I trim off this unwanted part of it. All right, so that is done. Then now I want to navigate to this end so I can draw the similar uh drawing here. So now I know the total distance is 80. So with that from here, 80, I can get to that end point. Then from the end point, I can do this is 15 for my calculation, my previous calculation. Then this is 10, another 15, then change. I can delete this. All right. So now, just like the way we did a semicircle here, we can use the same approach. But because I've done it, I can copy it also to this point. But let me just do it again so that we can learn the process. So now, first of all, we need to get the middle point. We need to get the center point of that circle. So I'm going to be using a line to connect these two. So my object snap will help me to locate the middle point of that line, which is going to be the center of my circle. So now I'm going to use ellipse, axis endpoint option, ISO circle, specify the center of my ISO circle, which should be the middle point of the line I've drawn. Then what's the radius? Now the radius is 25. But now I can see the circle is not in the right plane I want. So to change that, I'm going to change my ISO plane. I'm going to change my ISO plane. So I terminate my ellipse, then I press F5 to change my isoplane. Now I've changed my isoplane. So I'm going to repeat the process. ISO circle, center again. Now by changing my isoplane, now I can have my ISO circle in a different direction. Okay. All right, trim, then remove unwanted parts. Okay, yes. So now I'm able to draw that. Now the semicircle is also here, so I can easily use copy to copy this. This is a full semicircle, so I'm going to copy this here. All right, then trim unnecessary parts. Okay, all right, trim unnecessary parts. All right, okay, so we are close to it. We are close to it. So now I'm going to move to this end of the drawing. So line, I need a vertical line of what dimension? Am I given? Okay, 12. I can see it here, 12. So 12. Then now I'm going to change my isoplane F5. Okay, be careful at this point because when I change my isoplane, my drawing aid object snap is on, and that can make me to snap to a wrong direction. So at this point, I'm going to off object snap so that I won't snap to the wrong direction. So, but I need this line to intersect this other line here. So I'll trim off. So next line, now I need my object snap. I'm going to on it. F5 to change my isoplane. This is meant to be 15. Okay, 15, and this is from calculation here. I did 40. Okay, this is 40. This is 20. This is 20 in this direction. I'm giving it dimension here. 20. Okay, all right, good. So now I can trim this. Then yes. Okay, all right then. Okay, so this is what I have. But hmm, okay. All right, okay. Now what I'm going to be doing here is I use a distance of 15 here, but instead of using 15, I'm going to extend this line to intersect this semicircle here, because obviously this is I used 15 here, but obviously this is longer than 15 because of the semicircle. This is longer than 15, so I'm just going to extend it to cut this semicircle here. Then I can now from here do my 20. Okay, good. So now I can trim off some portions of my line. I'm going to trim off this. I'm going to trim off this. Okay, so with this, I have my fully drawn isometric drawing. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be applying layers, but instead of me going to my layers and do my layer property, I'll just come here to apply some thickness to my drawing. Okay, 0.35. That's thick enough. Now the thickness is not showing. I'll go to my drawing aid and show or hide line width to show that thickness. All right. Now the next step for me to do is add dimension to this drawing. So to add dimension to the drawing, I'll do my dimension setting, dimension style, new dimension, continue, symbol and arrow, make changes to this, make it 4. Text height, make it 4 too. Let me change my line color to blue, extension line color to blue, decimal places to 0 decimal place. So we have treated a topic on how to do your dimension setting. If you don't know how to do that, check our previous video on how to do that. Okay. All right. So set current. So now I can apply it. So now to apply my dimension, I'm going to choose align option. Okay. So now I'm applying my dimension. The size looks good for me. So now I'm applying my dimension. So now we have everything done accurately as I expect. Okay, accurately as I expect. Okay, we're going to make changes to this, to the way the dimension is looking. We're going to make some few changes to the way the dimension is looking. So what else? From here to here is 34. From here to here is 12. Okay, let me stop at this point. Okay, now you will notice that the dimension is looking awkward. The dimension is looking awkward. So now what we are going to do is we are going to do some setting on dimension edit. Dimension edit. I've also done a previous video on dimension edit and dimension text edit. So look up on that video to know and understand how to make edits to your dimension. So now I'm going to be using dimension edit to adjust my dimension. dimension edits. All right. So by using my dimension edits, I'm able to adjust my dimension by using my dimension edit. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using dimension text edit, dimension T edit. So now I notice that my text are not parallel to the drawing. So I'm going to be using dimension text edit to adjust the text of the dimension. Okay. So now I'm able to use my dimension text edit to adjust the text of the dimension to look properly. To look properly. Okay. So just in case I would like to add text to this drawing, I might want to add text to this drawing by using my text. Angle of 30. Okay, let me adjust the scale. It looks just so big. Okay, so now the text is not looking so perfectly right. So now I'm going to do another adjustment to this text. I'm going to change the oblique to 30. Okay, good. Okay, all right, good. So now I'm able to adjust text the way I want it. Okay, or possibly maybe I should write it differently like this. I think I should write it like this. Um, Angle of minus 30 this time. Isometric. Escape. Now I'm going to change the property obliquing minus 30. All right, good. So yes, I think I like it this way. All right, good. Okay, so now I'm able to do my drawings, isometric drawings, add dimension, add, add text to it, and I'm able to do settings appropriately. I'm able to do settings appropriately. Hope you have learned one or two things in doing this drawing. So if you have enjoyed this video, kindly subscribe, share with your friend, and add comments if you have any questions. Thank you.